So I just got an interesting question over on the YouTube comments, and it reads, do you think adding plugins to a file that you've just rendered with hardware degrades it at all? And honestly, no, I don't. I think what you gain from, look, you're going back into the box anyways. You're always going to come out through your converters, process through your analog equipment, and come back into the box to record it, right? That is just how everything is done. That's what is going to happen. When you come back into the box, there is no reason you cannot add additional processing. Now, what I do when I'm mastering is I'll have in the box processing before I come out the box. So my audio will play in Pro Tools. It will run through a bus through the in the box processing prior to hitting the master chain. I'll then process it with various different tools just to get that mix to gain the benefits of what you gain from working in the box. I gain that there. Things like Soothe, right? Tools like that, which are just removing some harsh frequencies. There's no tool like that in the analog world. So utilize it in the box. Hit that in the box. Come out through all the analog equipment. Go back in through the converters. Back in the box. Now, once back in the box, use Soothe again. Use these plugins. Use mono makers. Make sure that low end is in mono. There's even if by processing through a plugin once you get back in the box, even if it's a case of it degrades the sound minutely, tiniest bit, you're gaining so much more by coming back in the box and processing additionally using things like Soothe, adding a mono maker. You might want to add some more EQ. You might want to apply limiting once you come back in the box. I personally don't feel there's any sort of degradation by utilizing plugins once back in the box. It may be a placebo. It may be one of these things where you're thinking it is, but it may be not. So, I mean, what I would do in this situation to test it for yourself is come out, process through your analog chain, come back in, and then apply a small amount of processing, and not even necessarily apply the processing, pass it through plugins, so that they're not technically processing anything. Then record that, and then compare the two. But I'm talking blind test. So you don't know which is which. Compare the two and see which one you pick out each time. And I guarantee you it would probably be very much 50-50, and it's more a placebo rather than a factually that one is slightly getting degraded. I've personally never noticed any sort of degradation by coming back in the box and doing additional processing. I gain a lot more from coming back in the box and adding additional processing than even if there was the minor amount of degrading sound. Now, what it could be is it could be the fact of what converters you're coming back through. You mentioned earlier in a previous post that you were using Lynx Aurora Ends. So I know personally that those are great converters and very clean converters. So it's probably not your converters, but it could be something that once you're back in the box, you'd then maybe I don't know, the way it's monitored, the way something that's adding some sort of something that may be causing you to feel this way, but it isn't actually a fact of what's happening. So me personally, I will come out the box, I will process through analog, I will come in the box, I will use more digital processing and utilize plugins. Now this leads on to the whole question that you always see and hear, and it is analog versus digital. It's not a case of analog versus digital, it's a case of hybrid. Hybrid analog and digital is the way forward. There are benefits, huge benefits of using analog equipment. There are huge benefits of using digital equipment. If anything, digital equipment plugins have advanced far more than the analog world. The analog world is kind of progressing like this, whereas the digital plugin world is going like that. There's so many great tools in the plugin world. If you are coming out the box and just using analog, you're missing out. If you are just staying in the box and not using analog, you're missing out. You know, it's a combination of the both. And I will always stand by that, because there's great plugins, there's great digital stuff to use, and there's exceptional analog stuff to use. So utilize the best of everything. So yeah, happily I will come back in the box and process. Highly recommend it as well.